Welcome back, you guys, to another episode of The Girls Lounge with your host, Liz and Katie. So today, we're going to be talking about, a little light in the mood from last week if you tuned in. We're going to be discussing some fashion trends. We want to preface by saying, though, me and Kennedy are not no fashion experts. Don't judge our opinions based off what we be wearing, but we do like following the fashion trends.
And I do have to say, I feel like I can speak for Liz as well. Most of our fashion information comes from social media. So this is mostly like fashion trends that are very prevalent on social media, because I would say the disconnect between social media fashion and where we live is very prevalent. Like, I don't see people walking around my college campus or even in my hometown wearing what I would want to wear.
Exactly. And we're going to discuss this a little further on in the episode, but there's definitely, I think, a disconnect from the social media trends and what we be seeing in the day-to-day.
Exactly what Liz said. And before we get into it, make sure you guys like, follow, rate, review, all that type of stuff.
And now we're going to start talking about what we've been up to. Moment of silence. It's been a heavy week with emotions, If you are a fellow US citizen, you live in the United States, you would know that this past Tuesday we had a little election for the next year. For me and Kennedy, we are both in the same boat that this didn't go the way that we were hoping. And so there's a lot of heavy emotions that we've felt this week. So Kennedy, what have you been up to?
I've been trying to act like that nasty orange man did not win the election. Very disappointed. I still honestly cannot wrap my head around it. I'm like, what? What people do we have in this country? And like, I was such a believer in Kamala's campaign, and not just because she's a woman of color, and just because she's a Democrat, but I truly believed in what she was campaigning for. And just like, for so many people to support this evil man who is just so many things that start with the R word. It's just mind-blowing to me. Like, I truly cannot wrap my head around it.
Exactly what Kennedy said. I know for me personally, like, I was watching kind of like the results come in, and I gave up hope very early on. I'm not gonna lie. I turned off my phone. I was asleep by 10:30, you guys. But still, like, waking up the next day, it was very much a moment of like shock. I was talking to my friends, and it definitely felt like very numb. And I think I've felt like this whole week very like down and just like, dang, like that happened. But like at the same time, try not to think about it too much anymore, because I mean, it is what it is. Like, we can't do anything to change it. So try not to wallow and like look at the positive, which there's very few positive, but we can make the positive.
Yes, and a important thing, if you also voted blue like me and Liz, it's like, okay, this may be a setback, but it's like always, we will come back so much stronger. It may be sad and it will be rough these next 4 years, hopefully less, because he's up there in age, but it's like, this is nothing we can't handle. We have to have our grieving mourning time. I remember I personally did not keep up with like the election result, but before I did go to bed, I did kind of check in, and I kept getting TikToks like, oh, the red mirage and then the blue shift. So I was just hoping the shift would be shifting when I went to sleep, and I woke up and I did not see that, and I was like, oh, like, today's not a good day. And I was just like, I did not want to go to class, especially as a business major. I was just like, I don't know how these people gonna be. If they look too happy, I'm gonna be mad. And I just feel like the weather has just been so gloomy ever since, because that's everyone's energy, that we're just like, can't believe this sick man is in office.
No, because the way like the next day, it was literally like raining. I texted in our group chat, and I think I posted on my private story, and I was like, Mother Nature crying too today. Very much not Tuesday, Wednesday, my screen time was at an all-time high. Majority of that time was on TikTok, because I was just literally in my room laying in bed just scrolling and like try not to cry or anything. And definitely, I think my For You page on Wednesday was very much like, dang, like what happened? Especially if you're in that 60%, if you know. But now I feel like there's been a shift in my For You page, which I feel like is a shift in like overall feelings, kind of just like, at least I'm not in that percentage that voted for Orange Man, and like all of our doom and everything. And it's more so like trying to uplift. So that's what I've been trying to do a little bit of. Definitely is going to be hard though, because when I do think about it too much, I do just want to wallow.
I will always have comfort knowing that I voted for Kamala. And I just hope everyone who voted red, I hope everything that he promised happens to them. I really do hope so.
No, because I think for me, what's like baffling is just the only benefits he promised. Most of his voters aren't in that frame. Oh, side note. Well, not really side note, but like on topic. I know me and Kennedy have talked about this, but there's like this map that like shows like the most educated places in the US and then compares it to like the election results. And it's crazy how all the educated places were blue and all the uneducated places are bright red. I just think that's a really crazy correlation.
It's because people who are Trump supporters are literal idiots. Like, I feel like we as society, we need to be meaner towards Trump supporters. Like, they're idiots, they're stupid. Like, come on now. Like, that's what they are. And Trump knows that. And he's feeding off of their like idiotness. Okay. Like, he knows he can say whatever because they're stupid. They can't comprehend anything. They don't know anything. They can't read. So that's why there's no point in like trying to educate them because they're stupid. Like, and they're like, oh, worried about tax cuts. Babes, you work at Walmart. Them tax cuts is not helping you whatsoever. And then what's crazy is like, I know Trump, there's, what's that thing he has? That 2025 page
Oh, the
thing he has?
2025 plan that like he's not affiliated with it according to him.
Yeah, that, and I think somewhere in that, I don't know, I haven't looked too much into it, but I heard like it details like the Trump administration maybe, I think, wants to get rid of like the education thingy in the government and then getting rid of like Medicaid and stuff. But then some of those same people be on Medicaid. Like, why do y'all hate yourselves that bad? Like, y'all are just so full of hate that you just like can't get over yourself, and you're just doing things that in the end is going to honestly affect you then it might affect me in some regards. And then just like reproductive rights, it's just like, oh, y'all make me so mad. And don't even get me started on these so-called like Christian influencers you see. No. Y'all would have hated Jesus if he was in this present moment as a full body right now. Like, y'all would not like Jesus, which is crazy. It's like, y'all do not practice what y'all preach at all. I don't even think most of y'all have even read the Bible, to be honest. And it's like, there's this one YouTuber that I just had followed her from a long time, and I had to unfollow her after this election because I was like, you make me mad. I know Liz will know this one starts with a J, who got married, and I saw she had a podcast episode over her and her husband discussing politics, and I saw her like in comments like, I'm going to vote closely that lies close with my faith, and that's why I'm voting for Trump. Faith, your Christian faith, mind you, I'm Christian. Liz is Catholic, your faith and Trump together, the man who is a criminal, mind you, a criminal is president and criminals can barely get a job, okay, who has so many, that word allegations, just has fraud and all that other type of stuff, and you saying that lies closely with your faith? Okay. Okay.
No, because I think it really speaks volumes if like you're not at all upset by the result. That's a privilege in and of itself, and you should recognize that privilege.
I think they're too dense to even know what having privilege means, to be honest.
And what's crazy is literally everything Kennedy said. He has like said that like if I would have run for president, I would like be part of like the Republican Party because they're like the dumbest people or something like that. Like there's videos of that, but they just don't see it.
Yeah, I don't have no words. I just hate that I'm in a country full of idiots. But that's my 2 cents.
And that's our little TED talk of our emotions and feelings for this week. But with that, we do have some favorites. We had some favorites to cope this week. And for me, my favorites of the week are a hand cream. Very much recently got into using hand creams because with like the colder weather, because it's not even cold, it's like in the 60s outside. Again, another reason we should be worried about the results of this election. Climate change is very real. But anyways, at work, I do a lot of like opening boxes and stuff, so my hands are like constantly so dry. So I invested in a little hand cream from my place of employment, giving them back some business. But I've been using that like 24/7 and my hands are not like flaky and like just dry. So enjoying my hand cream. And then also just wearing my glasses. I think if you watch us like the videos, you probably don't even realize that like I don't not wear glasses, because I feel like most of the episodes we've recorded, I wear my glasses. But I've been wearing my glasses a lot over my contacts and really enjoying that, something about being able to like lay down and not have to like worry about falling asleep and taking my contacts. It's just been really nice and really appreciating my glasses.
I think we need to bring back glasses appreciation.
No, because facts, Kennedy, glasses, I feel like they just really like shape a face and they just add a little oomph, a little spark. Perfect for our fashion advice.
Exactly. And then my favorite. Oh wait, I just realized this is like on the theme of like fashion, but my favorite is Dress to Impress. Y'all, they got me. I've been obsessed. It is so fun. So if you don't know, basically all you have to do is download Roblox on whatever device, and then in Roblox you can get into Dress to Impress, and it is so fun. And one time I made the podium. I was third place, and essentially you just get a theme and you get like 5 minutes to dress the theme, and it's really fun. It's a really good stress reliever, a good game to get your mind off of things. And for me, y'all, this is what I do during my raw time. I'll pick a game on my iPad and then have a YouTube video up on my phone. I know I'm that person, but it's just very healing. So Dress to Impress, it's worth the hype. And y'all, it's bad when like I start watching people playing a game on YouTube. So I've been watching people play Dress to Impress, and it's so funny. Look, y'all, I did the same thing when I was into Fortnite. That's how you know I'm down bad.
No, because I love me some Dress to Impress. I will forever rate the people though who like are VIP and like pay. I will give them the 1 star. I wish I could give them 0 stars.
No, because we need 0 stars, because it's so annoying when you get into like a server with a group of friends that know each other, so they rate each other all high, or it never fails that there's that one person who's like not dressed at all or no theme, and then they literally get first place. Like, what are you doing here?
Exactly. Like even when I play with my friends, we don't know who did what because then it's more fun.
Yeah, I low-key want to get VIP, but I don't know how much it costs, and I don't play that much, but you can still do a lot low-key with the clothes and options they have. But I'm just like, the VIP room just looks so nice from what I've seen on other people's YouTube videos.
And with that, we can get into our little sports corner. We definitely have some things to talk about. Gonna let Kennedy take over. This is her little section.
So I thought it would be fun to just talk about some F1 news while we're kind of on a break right now until the Las Vegas break. So with breaks always comes some sort of information. So literally the day of the election, it was honestly not a good day for some F1 American fans. So they announced that the two current drivers for the Kick Sauber team are not coming back. One of them has already been announced for next year, and it's going to be Nico Hulkenberg. And then the second one is going to be this new Brazilian driver. I'm going to pull up his information real quick so I can get this right. So the new driver's name is Gabriel Bortoleto, and he's from Brazil. Like I said, he signed a multi-year deal with Kick Sauber, which is going to be Audi in 2026 and beyond. He signed a multi-year contract, so I assume 2 years plus. And yeah, I had no idea about him. I'm gonna be honest, I don't really pay that much attention to the series below F1, but if you didn't know, there are others below F1. And so they posted a video about his accomplishments. Yeah, so he was the 2023 F3 champion, and then right now he's in F2 and he's the current leading champion. So from what I've seen, he's a really good driver, so it'll be interesting to see what he accomplishes next year. And low-key, I was like looking at his pictures and I was like, why does he look like someone I've seen before? And low-key, in one of these pictures, I was like, why does he look like João Felix, the Portuguese footballer? Which I didn't even realize he was Portuguese. I like looked him up for some reason, and I was like, oh, he's Portuguese.
It sounds interesting. Sounds like I'll have to tune in when this new driver makes his big debut.
Yes, I'm actually so excited for next season. It's gonna be so good with all the new drivers, all the new rookies. I'm excited. So yeah, so that's I feel like the biggest news so far. And then also, so after the last race, people notice, which one thing about fangirls, no matter what fandom, they are quick. They're gonna find a new Instagram page, whatever, so quick. So they noticed that there was this Instagram page that popped up that some Formula drivers have followed and that the page was following, and it's called the Grand Prix Driver Association. It says the current Formula One drivers # Racing United for our safety, our sports, our fans. And why I bring this up is because I kind of want to go into a little bit of a topic, or like, I don't know, it's kind of has to do like a subset of what we were talking about, the election, and just like how politics shows up in other aspects of life. Because people, you know how people will be like, they'd be like, not everything has to be political, but like, everything honestly inherently is political. Like even like me and Elizabeth's existence is political at this point. If you're watching, you can see it's this long paragraph, and essentially I'm gonna just read as fast as I can with it. I'm gonna skip through it a little bit. I should preface this. I should preface this with saying there's been like a lot of rumblings about how, F1 drivers have been getting in trouble for like cussing and just like stupid things like that. Yet the FIA president and other people who like work kind of like indirectly with F1 are allowed to have like these big political statements. Like if y'all were around for Miami 2025, y'all remember the FIA president, he let that nasty orange man in the garages. They tried to get out, they almost got McLaren canceled, but it's fine. So basically, this thing says, with regards to swearing, there is a difference between swearing intended to insult others and more casual swearing, such as you might use to describe bad weather or indeed an inanimate object, such as Formula One car or driving situation. We urge the FIA president to also consider his own tone and language when talking to our member drivers or indeed about them, whether in a public forum or otherwise. Further, our members are adults. They do not need to be given instructions via the media about matters as trivial as the wearing of jewelry and underpants. And that's all I feel like I should share from that, because let me tell y'all, this man, so the jewelry thing, so y'all, mind you, this president, like, there's so many other issues within Formula One. Oh, also another thing, they let a man who's supposed to be banned for his racist remarks against Lewis Hamilton into the paddock the last race. So that's what people are trying to say within the F1 like sport. There's just like, they're just focused on the wrong things, essentially. Like Lewis Hamilton got in trouble a couple years ago with having a lot of jewelry, and with the swearing thing, it was kind of like racially motivated. What the president said, he was like, we're drivers, not rappers. Now, what do you mean by that? What do you mean by that? That's very suspicious. And so just like a bunch of other things. And then there's within like the F1 creator community, there's been a lot of talk about, white F1 creators getting these opportunities over others. So it's just been a lot within that community as well following this election. And I feel like it's good, because I feel like even within the book talk community, people have been like saying like reading books are literally political. Like everything is political. So it's really important that we talk about it. So I hope that this Drivers Association Instagram can really help with that. I don't know if you have any thoughts, Liz.
I think I do. I think what stood out to me is like the cursing part in the state, because honestly, like a lot of clips that I've seen as someone who's not like super involved in F1 but like knows about F1 and everything, a lot of like the cursing, like when they get in trouble for it, it's not even that they're cursing and like cussing at another person or like another driver in like a negative or like hateful tone or manner. It's just like a slip, like when you stub your toe and like you say something. It's more that kind of energy, I feel like. And it definitely makes sense to like not get in trouble or like penalized for like reacting that way, because it's just like human nature at this point. So I think like a lot of those things are definitely like super outdated. And then like in terms of like the political part of it, I saw like the whole McLaren stuff with Lando, where he had to like say stuff about like the orange man and everything, and people were like, oh, like what's going on here and everything, right? So I definitely think it's like inviting certain people to these events, especially like the president of like the F1 association or whatever, being the one to do that definitely sends the image that like we as F1 like want to be political and want to be involved with it, but then it's also like very biased because you're not seeing other candidates there, you're only seeing certain candidates there. So definitely think it's more so like the leadership bringing in like their beliefs and values, and I hope that this like drivers association like Instagram account definitely bring some attention to this. And honestly, I think it will like blow up like as an account and like at least start conversations.
Yeah, for sure. I hope it definitely puts pressure on the president. I have my own thoughts about the McLaren stuff because, like, y'all know that's my team. And I forgot to say, there was like something in the line about how like they would like to know, like, where's this money going towards? Because I think Charles Leclerc, he got fined like $15,000 for cussing. I'm like, that's literally so stupid.
Exactly, like the fines are actually crazy for like what they're doing, because $15,000, it's like, I don't know, I feel like that'd be like someone like slashing another car or something, like actually like causing some harm in some way. But like saying a curse word, bruh, no way. $15,000, like what is the fine going towards? That's the real question.
Exactly, especially with like, I feel like a lot of people have, some things to say about how some of these race weekends are like set up. And I'm just like, honestly, 15,000, that's just like crazy, because like these guys are making millions of dollars. 15,000 is like a simple watch for them, you know? It's just like very stupid. But yeah, that's all I have to say about that Instagram. And then I also had like one little thing I wanted to ask Liz about because I feel like this might be an interesting conversation. We've talked about this like very briefly, but not in depth. I just wanted to get her thoughts, you know, something to talk about during the off week. But Liz, how do you feel about influencers getting invited to F1 races?
I have mixed emotions about this, and I feel like it's in general like the same emotions like influencers getting invited to like brand trips and stuff like that. But I feel like with F1, it's definitely like I feel like a niche audience, and it is definitely becoming like way more popular and like attracting other people. And I feel like honestly, a lot of the influencers who get invited aren't like real F1 fans. And I feel like that's when it's like, well, what are we doing here, you know? Yes, I guess more people are going to watch the sport because let's face it, the drivers are attractive people. And I feel like that's like the crowd that's getting invited to these events, at least from my perspective. Like there is like some people who like are F1 fans and like know about F1 and everything. Like I don't know, for example, like May when she got invited and everything, her like husband is an F1 fan and like that's how she got involved with F1 and everything. So like she knows like F1. But then like other people like I don't know, like Alex Earl, I don't feel like she don't really know about F1 and then she gets invited to these events. It's like
Exactly. And I'm always the first one to be like, influencers, like, they bring like all these eyes to things, especially someone that's a social media marketing manager or not manager, bro. Major. I totally understand the value of influencers, but like Liz said, F1 is still kind of like a niche thing within the United States. At least around here, like if I ask like, you know, a certain amount of people if they watch F1 or know about it, they most likely would not know. From what I've seen, I see a lot of like beauty lifestyle influencers get invited and it's like they don't know anything. It's like kind of cringe watching it. Y'all, I don't know if this is like me just being nitpicky, maybe bitter, but like I hate when they say like, oh, like I'm at a F1, like just like that type of wording instead of like, no, you're at a Grand Prix, like that's what you're at. Like, you know, I don't know, that may just me being like nitpicky when there's like so many other creators, but then just the sports world in general and F1 content creators that have some like the same amount of followers as some of these other people. Good options right there. Yet they send all these other people, and I feel like with it being niche, it's like it's not really translating the way that I would think they would want it to. Because they're not gonna make the cool content that they would probably want. Yeah, that's all I have to say. Like, I don't know. I just saw like this one girl who went to the Austin GP. Well, actually, I don't even think she went to the actual race, but like at least like the qualifying or something, and just she had all these stories about just like basically not knowing what was going on and just like learning everything. And I'm just like, I'm seeing all these other people on my TikTok, F1 creators with well established audiences that literally could be there and just appreciate everything a lot more. And yeah, it just makes more sense to send like F1 creators or even people who are in the sports world. I've talked about Morgan Riddle before. Like she's a perfect example who's not necessarily in F1, but she's dating like the number one American men tennis player. She's really, you know, involved in the sports world in that way. And there's a lot of crossover between tennis and F1. So when they started inviting her to races, or with a female audience, especially with tennis and F1 both getting into fashion, like it just made sense for her to, you know, work with F1. So I think if they're gonna get into influencers that are not specifically F1 content creators, it should be fashion sport girlies like her.
Yes, that part. Because I feel like it's definitely a whole lot of like beauty guru, like lifestyle people, like you said. And there is like F1 creators who literally like their content is F1. There's like the more like analytical people. And then there's also like if they are trying to like reach different audiences, there is like the fashion focused like F1 people. And like they're literally great audiences who would appreciate it and provide, I feel like, more valuable content than like someone getting ready to go to the event and showing you like barely any clips of it, you know?
Exactly. And I'm not going to try to talk anymore, but all I have to say is Brian should pay attention to what Rode did with the collab with Alex.
And with that, we're going to move on to our pulp culture and trendy topics. And we definitely have some things to talk about. If I feel like not many people know about this actually. Bryan, you know, country artist, he was dating Brianna Chickenfry. I know Chickenfry isn't her last name. It's like La Pub or something. I don't know, but Chickenfry, people know her as that, you know? They were dating and then they recently broke up and she like exposed this man on some podcast episode. I think it was I haven't listened to it, but I think it was the one that she has with like Dave and Josh. I'm pretty sure because they have a podcast together and she literally exposed like everything that happened and how she was like completely blindsided by the breakup but also like talk about the emotional trauma and everything. It's crazy. Kennedy, your thoughts?
Yeah, I actually just watched the podcast episode this morning and it's actually insane. Like before they broke up, I like saw a TikTok here and there about, how Zach wasn't the best of like his exes. But like hearing what Brianna had to say was actually insane. Like just the things that I see about this man online versus what she said, I'm just like, it's insane that he could actually act this way, just so controlling, bad anger. She told this one story. I don't want to ruin it for you, Liz, before you watch the episode. Like she told this one story where it was like her freaking birthday, and he like made her. Well, first he made her feel bad for him taking time off his tour to like come see her for her birthday when she literally was like, no, like I totally get it. Like it's fine. You don't have to go. And like he bought her friends and like her family a house to stay in. And so like he came and basically they're sitting on a campfire and he basically just like started taking jabs at people. And she went to bed and like I think like while she went to bed, like he just started going off being so mean to them. I'm just like, why? Like it just doesn't make any sense.
No, because like I haven't seen the like episode, but I've definitely seen clips and I like know everything that was said in it. And it's actually crazy. Like, don't get me wrong, I do love Zach Bryan's music. Not gonna lie. But like he like it's been a known thing that he's like not the best person. Like his like marriage with his like ex-wife or whatever, he literally sent her the divorce papers when she was like out serving in the military, yeah, and like deployed and everything. Like we know we've been known he's not a good person, but I think it's just crazy like seeing her like talk about it. And the fact that this man like offered her a $12 million NDA to like not talk about the relationship, I think that speaks volumes because it's like you're gonna pay her $12 million to not talk about it. What are you hiding?
No, because towards the end of the episode, she talks about some crazy stuff that I'm just like, yeah, that's probably why he doesn't want any type of information out. I'm just like, 12 million is insane. I'm like, honestly, she's a good one because she was like, no, forget that money. I'm going to tell my truth. And honestly, good for her because I would have taken that money. But this is as someone who's just regular, I'm not an influencer like her. But I'm just like, that's actually insane. I'm just like, truly, how much money is this man making? Because I remember, at one point in the podcast, she was talking about how she was up for a contract renewal from Barstool, and he was going to offer to give Brianna more money than they were offering her just so she can like stay home.
I did see that part. Like that just shows you them country people, they love him. They love him, even the non-country people, you know. But also the diss track that came out, Josh and Dave came out with a diss track and I watched it and y'all, why did they kind of eat? Because the lyrics actually crazy. The fact that it's like him like arrested because like the whole like there was like a thing where like he got pulled over and he was like they like arrested him or something for like I don't know some reckless driving or something like that I think. So the fact that that was like the like setting of the diss track video and then the lyrics of the video, not the video, the lyrics of the diss track went crazy. Also the fact like throughout I thought it was crazy. I keep on saying crazy, but they would like say what was it like song titles of his just like within the diss track. Every time that they would say a song title, jaw dropped. But if you didn't know, they so like they referenced at the very end like the tune of his song How Lucky Are We. It's not called How Lucky Are We. It's called 28 I think. And that's like the main like chorus or whatever. And he like basically copyrighted them because I mean the tune was very much like the song and everything. So I think that part got taken down.
Yeah, I think they might have wrote in like a new one or it's supposed to be up again because I just saw a TikTok that Brianna posted before we were recording. She was like in like a plane bathroom or something, and she was like, "Yeah, I just heard the lyrics, y'all," and it like goes crazy. So I'm like, "Ooh," because I didn't listen to the other one, so I might have to tune in to this one.
Yes, I did see that TikTok too. I saw the like full like diss track video on TikTok, so it's definitely out there for you can listen to it, Kennedy. And then another little quick topic. I don't know if Kennedy's on this side of social media, but I sure am. The Wicked premiere content. I am eating it up. So Wicked, the movie's coming out, and y'all best believe I will be in that movie theater come the week of Thanksgiving. I'm gonna take my family. I'm forcing them to come watch the musical in the movie because I love Wicked so much, and just seeing like the premiere content of like everyone going to the premiere and everybody, it was either like dressed in like green or pink. The outfits, oh, I have such FOMO from like not being there in person. And also Jonathan Bailey, Mm-hmm.
Honestly, I haven't seen that much stuff about it. I saw where Remy and Alicia went. I saw their outfits. But yeah, I also will be sad to watch the Wicked movie. I'm excited for it. I think it's gonna be really good.
I agree. And I'm like, I think that they're going to do a really great job of like transforming the musical into movie and it being like very accurate. But with that, I think that's perfect segue into what we've been watching this week. So for me, you know, if you've been tuning in, you know what I've been watching. I've been continuing onto the Gilmore onto the Gilmore Girls season binging or whatever. And then if you tuned in last week, you know that I have a new show obsession, Rivals, Amazon, not Amazon, Disney and Hulu if you haven't watched it yet. But I started rewatching it and today I made my cousin watch it and she called me like earlier today. She was already on episode 5, you guys. Yeah. And I just want to say, I've also been watching, little shout out, the Rivals edits. They have been eating and they have been getting me through the depression that I've had this week with those results.
So I actually started Rivals. I'm still very early into it. I think I just managed to watch the first episode, but I'm for sure gonna continue watching. I'm a little confused on what's going on, but I'm sad for the romance. Like, yeah, I think I like older men. And like the main guy is so mean, but like I like it. I'm like, I can change him. Like, I just love it. It's really like my Wattpad dreams come true, but like better. Like Liz said, you definitely see everything. I was very like, oh, when the first scene in the airplane, I was like, oh, Liz was not playing. Like, oh, oh. But still, so far, what I've seen, I really liked. And then, yo, Outer Banks Part 2 came out Thursday, Friday. I don't know, something like that. All I know is I got spoiled because of freaking TikTok. Y'all, everyone who spoiled it, you actually suck. Thankfully, I have the means to binge it over the weekend, but I'm just like, why would y'all spoil it? Some of us actually have school. Some people have jobs. Like, people have things to do. We can't just binge it as soon as it comes out, so you're actually safe. But if you've seen the rumors are true, unfortunately. But like, me and my friend Abby, we were talking about it, and like, there's been some tea, allegedly, on the Outer Banks set, which I think might have contributed to, you know, it, if you know what I'm talking about. And yeah, sad to see the way it ended, but I'm ready to see what happens during season 5. I think it's gonna be a good concluding season. Not gonna lie though, on the last episode, y'all, it's an hour and 25 minutes. I was like, this episode is way too long. Like, this is a freaking movie. But I was just like watching at some place. I was like, this is stupid. Like, all this over some treasure. Like, I can't. But it was like, it still had me at some moments. Y'all know I love me some Ray, so of course I loved all his scenes. But yeah, it was definitely crazy. It was definitely crazy. I think that's all I'm gonna say.
No, because I also got it spoiled. I haven't started it still, which at this point, I already know what happens, you know, because I didn't even realize it came out on Thursday. And then I get on TikTok and I'm watching this like edit or something or this scene, and I'm like, I don't remember this scene. When did this happen? I'm like, this AI is getting crazy. And then I realized that it's the new season, but it was too late. I had already seen too much.
I will say, I won't spoil it either, further than you've already been spoiled. But I will say, even though like I knew, I feel like I was still shook when it happened. If that helps.
It definitely does. And then I also have heard that there's a lot of Rafe scenes. So, like, of course I'm going to be watching.
Ugh, I love Rafe. And now we're gonna get into our song of the week. So my song of the week is "Come a Little Closer" by Cage the Elephant. You guys, I freaking love this song so much. I'm gonna play my favorite part for you guys. And then, yeah, that's it. I don't know why I acted like there's gonna be more, but I'm gonna play it now for you guys.
And so for my song of the week, it's a Rao Alejandro song. Side note, his like new album drops this week, and I am so excited for it. The features, yeah, the features eat. But anyways, this is Rao Alejandro, and it's Déjame Entrar, and it's like one of his like songs that have already dropped. But it's like technically in the new album. So here's my favorite part. And yeah, that's my song of the week.
So now we're gonna get into our topic of the episode, which is fashion trends, and I'm really excited for this one because I love talking about fashion, I guess.
And so, like, before we get into it, as Kennedy mentioned earlier on, a lot of like what we see, like the trends and everything, I personally never see people dressed like this. And I wish I did because some of these trends are so good. And I feel like, honestly, that kind of makes it, at least for me, like a little like challenging to want to follow what some of these trends, like incorporate them into my style. Cause it's definitely like I would be sticking out in some situations and everything. But trust, I will be like following some of these trends a little later on in the future because they're just so good. And also, a lot of them include like getting some new wardrobe, and that's kind of a little costly at times. So, but future me will be thriving.
Exactly what Liz said. I don't know what it is. Trends just move slowly down here. Like, I don't know. Or they're just like ugly. I don't know. I feel like trends in the South are just like behind.
So, our first little segment for this fashion trends episode is what we have been loving at the moment, which honestly, I feel like the trends recently have been eating because there's like a lot of things that I have been loving. There's not like, I feel like there's very few things that I've personally been like, I don't know about that one.
Same. It was actually hard to find like things that I don't like versus what I like. So, first for me, what I've been loving, which is going to be a shock if you have been sticking around for a while, but I have been loving the cheetah slash leopard print. Now, I know in an episode in the beginning I said I hate it, and this is going to be brought up again, but it's like it has to be a very specific type. Okay, I'll give like an example, like those leopard print jeans that are like darker wash, and they're kind of like blackish grayish whatever. Those are really cute, and I've just seen some really cute cheetah leopard print tops. So like that's like the type of vibe I'm talking about.
No, because why is it kind of growing on me too? I still am its number one hater. Don't get me wrong. Because most of the time it's done wrong. But there is like certain tops where I'm like, why is that kind of cute, you know? But at the same time, like I can't go back on my hate for it and like purchase it. But on some people, it looks really cute. My first one is just like the whole like comfy but like business casual look. Yes, I love me some good comfy sweats. I'm currently in sweats and everything, but like I love it when it's comfy business casual vibe, as in like loose pants or like slacks and like a cute little cardigan moment, especially like with the colder weather with like a scarf and everything, where it looks like a little effort was put into it, but at the same time, you're like in loose clothing, you know, you're not like in skin tight clothes. I love that trend. And I think it's very prominent, especially like when it's getting colder, because it's just keeps you warm and you look good.
And I feel like the comfy business casual look is also like very similar to like the model off duty look sometimes, and I really like those looks.
And you can literally wear it like to go run errands, just a little something to like dress up a little bit, but you're still able to like move around and like be free, you know?
Yeah, and then to piggyback off of what Liz said, one of my favorites have been like wearing slacks casually. Like people will wear them with like sneakers and like a plain like t-shirt, and it looks so cute. And it's like so basic and simple, but so chic at the same time, and I love it.
No, because I need like the perfect slack to where I can do that.
Same.
My next one also goes kind of like with my first one, but just like overall, just effortless looks and trends. I love those because I love when like you don't have to go out of your way to put in like a whole lot of time into just like getting ready. And like this is just overall not only like clothing wise, but also just like hair looks, makeup trends, all that kind of stuff. Everything that's just super effortless where it's like 15 minutes and that's pushing it to get ready, you know? I love all of those trends that have been really up and going.
And then my next one is the kitten heels with jeans combo. May be very simple, but I feel like for the longest time, the trends were very much like extravagant, like heavy glam, the highest heels. And now everyone's like, no, like we don't want to wear those 6-inch heels. We want those little kitten heels. And I love it. And you just look, again, so chic. And you can even make that look like it's dressed up but casual at the same time. Like I saw this girl, or not this girl, this woman, let me put some respect on her name, that walked into my business school like a couple weeks ago. Y'all, I was obsessed with her vibe and everything. And like it was so like dressy but casual. Like she had like a off the shoulder type of like shirt on with some baggy jeans and some kitten heels. I say, oh yeah, girl, you're eating right now. Like I want to be you when I grow up. Like it just looks so good, so classy, and I love it.
Yes, the kitten heels is like a perfect, just effortless trend. It's just so like timeless, I feel like the kitten heel. And it's also like we're acknowledging that heels are uncomfortable, but we also want to like spice up our outfit. So like a little, it's not even an inch, I feel like a kitten heel, just a little something, and it just adds so much to the outfit. I need me a good pair of kitten heels personally. And then my next one going off that is knee-high boots. Yeah, knee-high boots are making a comeback in the best way possible. And I think personally, it's like the way that the shoe part of it, like at the bottom, is shaped, because I feel like a lot of like the knee-high boots back when I was like, growing up, the shoe part just wasn't giving, but like the little bit now where it's like either with the heel or without the heel, it looks so good, and it just adds everything that's needed to an outfit.
Yeah, I've been loving the boots look lately, especially like leather boots. And to keep with the shoe trend real quick, I forgot to mention Mary Janes. Those are kind of controversial. Some people can pull them off, some people can't. It depends on the leather style, but I really love those as well.
Mary Jane's definitely, I think, depends on like the overall outfit. The outfit will make or break it with those ones. And my next one is just a good little tank top. I feel like I've seen this done two ways, where it's like the flowy kind of tank top with like low rise jeans, or low rise jeans with like not like a tight tank top, but tighter than like flowy. I feel like the flowy one kind of gives me like thrifted vibes, where it's like, I don't know, like a 2000s look, kind of like making a comeback. But I really like this. Have I personally tried this out? No, because I feel like I can't pull it off. But when I've seen it on Pinterest, I really like this.
Now, this next one, if you know me, is gonna be a shocker. And this is camo, but I'm not talking about camo, we're going hunting. Specifically, I like the very, very, very dark camo where it's like everything is like almost gray, like you don't even really notice the camo pattern at first, or like the very light white camo. I think those are really cute, specifically from Dairy Boy.
I agree with this one. I feel like the negativity of camo is growing up in the South, It's associated with like hunting or like super like country vibe. I'm not trying to associate with that personally, but the light camo, because why have I been looking at light camo hoodies? So if you see me in one, now you know. But my next favorite, or what I've been loving at the moment, is low rise jeans. I feel like low rise jeans are making the comeback in the best way possible, because I feel like they was tabooed, It was like, if you were wearing low rise jeans side eye, why aren't you wearing like the high rise jeans? I feel like we forget that low rise jeans, there's like certain body types that like low rise jeans accentuates your body in a really good way. And I'm glad that they're making a comeback if like your body like has that like perfect like sitting for the jean. And if it doesn't, you can still wear them and look amazing in them.
And then my last favorite is, or not favorite, my like fashion trend that I'm loving at the moment is just overall the like comfy, youthful, classy, cool girl, city girl style. I feel like none of those words like make sense together, but it does. I feel like my like people, it's actually only gonna be one person I'm gonna be naming, but one person that like I love her style is Lola Dorn. I've talked about her before, the little French family. She's like the oldest daughter. Yeah. I love her style so much. The fact that I'm looking at this girl who's younger than me for her style is really something. But like her outfits eat so much. Like that's the type of style that I want.
No, because Kennedy, why, as you were like saying the description, I was like, the French family, bro, the French family. And then you said it. Yeah. I like love their style, and I think it like is highlights like all the fashion trends that we're loving, especially like all the little OTDs with the whole family. It just shows them displayed in different fonts. There's not one where I'm like, they're not doing that right. No, every single episode. Oh my gosh, every single video, the trends are like looking great.
Now we're going to talk about what we think will have a comeback, a little rise. So first, mine is wearing big totes and purses. I mean, people have been wearing these, but I just feel like I've just have been seeing it more. I feel like it was a thing to only have like little purses. Like little purses were the thing and like crossover. But now everyone's like, no, we need the big purse, we need the big tote, like we need to fit all of our things in it. And I'm here for it. Like I'm considering getting a tote bag for like after I graduate and for like the rest of my schooling.
No, because I feel like I have definitely jumped onto this train. Like, yes, I have tote bags, but I got off a TikTok shop, I'm not even gonna lie. It's this brown bag that's like bigger, and I wanted one so I can fit my laptop in it. It is the perfect size because it fits absolutely everything that I need in my life, and it looks so good with outfits. So get you a little bigger bag. I really hope that this does rise more. But my first one is more trends that follow the whole like minimal or like effortless look, specifically trends that incorporate like mini skirts or like dresses, or just skirts in any type of way, where it's just, I feel like we forget that like skirts and dresses are just so easy, especially dresses. You just throw that on and you're done. Like you don't have to like put on pants, find a shirt that matches it and everything. It's just one piece of clothing and then you're good to go. I don't know about you, Kenny, but I feel like me, I used to hate dresses and skirts and everything. And just because I feel like it was marketed as being inconvenient, when really we were lied to, we were deceived. It is so convenient.
Yeah, for me, I recently have become more of a skirt girly. I mean, in terms of like, I own a skirt now and I'm more willing to wear a skirt. Dresses, I'm still like, I gotta find one that fits me right, but yes. And then my next one is strapless tops. And I say this because I feel like tube tops and all those type of things, like those are big when I was like in middle school. But then as we got older, it's kind of like, oh, those are things that like, middle schoolers wear. Like, when you're older, you don't wear strapless things. But then I feel like over the past summer, I saw them come back a lot, and there's some really cute tube tied tops that came back in style, and they're really cute. And I hope they're here to stay because I think, especially for the summer, throwing on like a cute tube top and like some shorts and a skirt with like some sneakers is a look.
Are you talking about that like blue green top that, yep. I wanted one so bad this summer. But like jumping off that, I think strapless tops, but like I feel like we've already kind of seen it. The like off the shoulder strapless top, I think that's gonna make a big comeback and it's gonna rise more. Especially the ones that just like show off like your collarbone, but it's not like falling. Like it sits perfectly off your shoulders. But I'm not talking off the shoulders like here, I'm talking like, I don't know, an inch below your shoulder. I think those are going to be a big rise.
And then my next, well, actually, I have two more, but I'm gonna combine them. But like, I think the preppy style is gonna make a rise, and also the sporty style. I feel like preppiness, like, I feel like for me, when I think preppy, I just think of like preppiness in the South. So, like, bro, what's that brand called, Liz? That we are like, we know that brand because we see it a lot.
Is it like the Lily
Yeah,
Pulitzer
Lily
or something like that?
Pulitzer.
Yeah,
Pulitzer?
that one.
Yeah, yes, that brand. So that's what I think of, and like Roller Rabbit and stuff. But I feel like the more preppy style, like boarding school, is kind of what I think of, and like polos and like pleated skirts. Like that's kind of making a comeback, and I really like it, especially for the fall season. And I feel like a lot of brands are leaning more into like the preppy and like old money kind of look, and I really like it. Like I'm here for it. I feel like I've always kind of liked that type of style, but brands didn't really have it. And then also sporty clothes. I feel like which can kind of fit into this preppy style with like tennis having a rise. But yeah, and just like cuter athleisure maybe. I don't know. I feel like in America we're big on our athleisure. But yeah, just like sporty clothes in general. I don't know. But more so preppy.
Yes, with the preppy, I love like the classic old money, like you said, look to it. And I think that's definitely going to make more of a comeback, especially with just like the whole effortless. And I feel like that kind of style in preppy gives that. But my next one is a more brown bag. I don't know. I feel like brown is very much like associated with like the fall, but I think brown bags are going to make a comeback and just like a year round kind of thing. Because I feel like sometimes black bags are just like a little too harsh. It's a little too dark. But more brown bags. And also brown, I feel like gives more casual. Again, something about the casual is going to be killing it.
And I definitely think that bags can add something to an outfit. So my last thing that I'm gonna think will rise is flip flops. And why I say this is maybe controversial because I feel like no one really wears flip flops anymore. Like we wear like Birkenstocks, like those type of sandals. But I remember over the summer there was that trend that a lot of people was hating on flip flops and like jeans, and I thought it was a look. I thought it was a look. I thought it was very cute, very like beachy, living by the beach type of vibes. And I thought it was a look, even with like some shorts as well, just like some classic, simple flip flops. Like, y'all, we need to go back to the recipes. Like, we need to go back to the beginning. Like, I think it's a look.
I'm gonna have to see that one play out. I think I'm just not seeing what you're seeing yet, Kennedy. Or maybe I'm just thinking of like the very wrong image of what you're describing. But my last one is more heels. I think heels are gonna make a comeback, and it's not gonna be them 6-inch heels. No, more of like the like kitten heel or like a little bit more than that. And I think it's gonna be incorporated in a lot more outfits with like the mini skirts, like a mini skirt and a cute little kitten heel, or like maxi skirts. I think that the heels are gonna be making a comeback because I feel like right now we're seeing them more like in the fall, with like the jeans. But I think it's gonna be like a year-round comeback.
And I hope so, because you won't ever catch me in no tall heels. And now what we think will die down. So first, it's gonna be controversial, because Liz just talked about how she loved these. And these are low-rise jeans. Now, when I say this, I do not think they're gonna go away forever, but I think they're gonna follow maybe the same trajectory as high-waisted. Because remember, high-waisted was all the rave. And now we're like, oh, low-rise jeans, like we love these. And then I feel like it's just gonna flip-flop, as trends always do. Like trends always recycle. So I think eventually people are gonna be like, wait, why did we ever stop wearing high-waisted jeans? And everyone's gonna be like, oh my god, you're so right. And honestly, I should be wearing low-waisted jeans, because as someone with a short torso and long legs, I should be wearing low-waisted jeans. But y'all, I need a workout plan first. But so yeah. But yeah, I do think they're very cute, and I would love a good pair that fits me nice. But I do think eventually, within the next couple of years, the hype will die down.
At first I was like, but when you kept on going, Kennedy, you did sell it to me, especially like the whole like where you said, oh, like why did we stop wearing these? I think that's definitely what's gonna happen. Same with like I feel like we've seen that with like literally every single trend that we've like talked about now. It's been like, oh, why did we stop doing this? But my first one is baby tees, specifically the ones with like the countries and specifically the Brazil shirt. If you can picture that shirt, then you can picture all the ones I'm talking about. I think that those are all going to die down. Like the baby tees of countries, I think a lot of them, it's like more so trendy than so like, oh, like I've been here or something like that, or like, oh, I like this team. And I think it's going to die down.
I definitely think those country tees, they definitely like have their waves, because I remember they're like popular. I feel like when we were younger, and they kind of died down, but then they like came back up again with that Brazil shirt. I feel like we saw so many of those, and like those Italy ones, and then I feel like they're gonna die down again and come back up.
Like I do think that they are cute, but I do find them a little cringy, and I think they're gonna die down.
And another thing that I think will die down is corset tops. Honestly, I never really liked corset tops, but I think everyone's getting tired of them. Like everyone's like, okay, these are overdone. And I don't know if it's just like my For You page, but I feel like fashion in general, like from everything that brands are making, is becoming more like modest, quote unquote. I don't know if that's factual, but that's just what I've seen. But yeah, so I feel like corset tops, like they're kind of out. People only, I know like there's a big thing. People wore them like just out and about, running errands, going out, yada yada yada. But I feel like people are just tired of them.
Yes, I agree, Kennedy. I think a lot of the new like trends are definitely more like on the modest like side of things, because a lot of them, if you've noticed, it's more like covering up in a way. Like I feel like the whole crop top, we haven't seen very many crop tops or anything, so I think that it's definitely like leaning more of a certain way.
Yeah, I remember everyone's complaining about like, oh my gosh, like I can't get a shirt that's not a crop top, and now everything's like cardigans and full length. And I don't know, I just think that's what the girlies want right now.
Something about, not having our body on full display for the world.
Exactly. And then my next one is Adidas shoes, even though I love them, just because so many people have them, that's pretty much it. I don't think people will ever stop buying them, because I still want some more Adidas. I remember our friend Abby, when she went abroad in some European countries, she said like, oh my gosh, everyone and their mamas here has some Sambas on. So like, I think that extent of it is gonna die down, especially for like the white and black ones, and then like the gazelles as well, especially because like a bunch of other brands have like came out with like similar style shoes to what Adidas has, most popular been known for. And then lastly, the bows trend. I mean, we've already kind of been seeing it die down, but it's still here. But I definitely do think the whole like putting bows on everything, like sweatshirts, sweatpants, all that is going to die down as well. Very cute, but I think it was definitely overdone.
Yeah, the bows got a little bit excessive. They were everywhere. Like there is certain things where I'm like, I saw these like bed sheets and I was like, that's cute. Like I like that. But a lot of other things, it's like too much.
I agree. And then last but not least, we're going to be talking about the worst trends we have seen. For me, jorts. I truly don't know what people were thinking of with this trend. I'm sorry. Me personally, I do not think they look good on anyone, because they're just so baggy. They're such an awkward length. And I'm just like, y'all, we cannot go back to like the horrible fashion of like the early 2000s, 2010s, where everyone had them big old jorts on. Yeah, I will never be a jorts fan.
No, I never like jorts. I do like dad shorts where they're like a little longer, you know? But like well, we're thinking like jeans like to your knees, right, Kennedy? Okay, that's what I thought. Yeah, especially the ones that have like the rips in them. Yeah, no. It's a no for me. My first one is skinny jeans. I think skinny jeans are not gonna be like high waisted or like low waisted jeans where like, oh, I get to make a comeback. I think skinny jeans are like they're done. There is like certain times where I'm like, dang, you know, I wish I could just not I wish I could throw on a pair of skinny jeans, but I'm like, oh, that's just like so convenient for like work or something like that, you know? But at the same time, I just don't think skinny jeans are ever gonna come back. Not just that, but I think they're really uncomfortable. They're like putting them things on. I remember it would be a struggle, and then like it'd be so nice to take them off, but then you'd have like on your legs like the marks of the jeans where you were wearing them. Yeah, skinny jeans were just a no, and I hope that they never.
Yeah, I don't think skinny jeans are gonna come back either. I do think like everyone should honestly keep like a pair or two of skinny jeans because like Liz said, they can be convenient for work and like I like there's like some outfits that like need a good skinny jean. Not any outfits I'm wearing, but like I don't know, especially I feel like in the South, these people are still wearing skinny jeans, but I definitely do like the extra leg room that mom jeans give me. But yeah, I do not think skinny jeans are coming back. And to keep on the jeans trend, I hate them barrel jeans. Get rid of them. They make everyone look bow legged. Like they are not cute.
I'm not gonna lie, I kind of like them low key. There's this one influencer, I feel like you know who I'm talking about, Kennedy. Vivian. She like stays doing like work with like Abercrombie, and she's like worn the barrel jeans in like different videos, and I'm like, why I kind of like them? I don't know.
I will say I have seen some pair of barrel jeans. I'm like, oh, those aren't too bad because it's very subtle. But I've seen ones with their legs where they just look like that or whatever. And I'm just like, ooh, I do not like that look.
Yeah, I think the Abercrombie ones are like more subtle on that side. So I don't think I've seen the ones you're talking about where it's like no. Okay, I think another just no trend is like overly I can't talk overly what's it called like when your socks are high on you.
Like socks up to your calf. Like high knee socks? Knee
Yeah,
socks?
that
Yeah.
that like overly like tall high knee socks. I think that that is just like just no, especially when it was with like just sneakers. Like guys will do this, but I feel like we've died down on like the excessiveness of it. When I think of this just like no thing, I think of what's that show? Oh, On My Block, Caesar with them socks all the way up. Yeah, no. That was a terrible trend. Absolutely not. Don't get me wrong. I do like little ones that go like above your ankles, like the little like crew ones or whatever. Those I love. Perfect height with like some Converse and everything. But I mean like the literally Caesar. If you know, you know.
Yeah, I feel like when we were in high school, that's when everyone started like bunching their long socks up, and that's what like I still do with my longer socks. And I feel like you can always tell someone's age based on how they wear their socks.
Yes, especially when like they try to pull them up even higher. Like the Nike socks, they would try to pull them up higher. Yeah.
And then my next one is cheetah print, even though I literally said earlier that I love cheetah print. But I'm talking about specifically like the cheetah print that we'll see in the South. What me and Liz saw in high school that made us hate it. It's just like a very tacky, cheap version of what we like. You know, like the jeans that we were talking about, very nice, very demure, very cute, very cutesy. The ones we seen in the South, not so cutesy. Like, and it's just overdone too. Like cheetah print, like Apple Watch, scrunchy, all that. Yeah, no, that's not my vibe. The cheetah print flats, eh. Like that's the type of cheetah print we do not vibe with over here.
Cheetah print headbands. Literally, it was you name it. It came in a cheetah print.
No, literally, they probably had cheetah print bed sheets, cheetah print water bottles, phone cases. Like they had it all. I think one of my teachers, she even had like a cheetah print shawl on. I said, okay, we're going too far, and I'm sure they were even wearing cheetah print socks. Like, come on now. I will say I do want a pair of cheetah print pajamas. So if y'all see me in some, don't say nothing.
I really think it's like the print. Like they try to make it look like too much like the actual animal or like what we think of cheetah print. Yeah, no. My next one is just like displaying like logos of stuff or like the brand name of stuff. Like just normal brands like Hollister, like the hoodie, and it just has said that like right across or like Abercrombie, like that kind of thing. It just gets tacky to me. Or then also just like brand names like Gucci, like the Gucci belts and everything. I think that that kind of stuff was just a terrible trend. It like we're trying to like be like, "Oh, like I have this or whatever." But it's giving the complete opposite. It's giving tacky. It's not it.
I agree. I hate the overload of logos, especially luxury logos. But I will say I feel like I've noticed brands like Hollister, American Eagle, things like that. I feel like I've noticed them kind of like straying away from having things plastered because I feel like people are like, we don't want that, so they just have like their little logo, which I appreciate because like they do sometimes have like cute jackets and stuff. I'm like, I don't want Hollister just plastered all over me.
Exactly. It takes away from like the article of clothing or like whatever it is that you have.
I agree. And then my last one is chunky shoes. And I mean just like those stompers. Specifically, I just think of them Fila shoes that were popular a while ago. And I remember I wanted them. Thank God I didn't get them because I eventually realized like, oh, those are actually so ugly. I'm so glad that trend went away as fast as it did. And I hope we never go back to chunky shoes like that. I feel like we kind of haven't. I feel like we're more in like the grandpa shoes era, but yeah, I hope we never see anything like them chunky Filas ever again.
No, because when I was reading the outline, I like couldn't think of what you were talking about. I was like, what is a phyla? Like what? And then I read like the chunky part and that shoe immediately came to mind. Yeah, no, I never liked that shoe. I never have. I never will. It just seems so heavy too. Like you're just like stomping around. I know that it was a workout walking in them things. But I definitely think that like the trends have like definitely strayed away from this and just like comfortable shoes that aren't like big. And also they just didn't look good. Like they just like they look like clown shoes to me. I don't know. Like with some shorts, they just stood out.
Yeah, I remember low key in high school, I knew this girl who wore them, and me and some other people would be like, "Ooh, she got them shoes on again." Like they're just not cute. I can't believe. I think when I thought I wanted them, I just I fell into the trap for some reason. I think I did. I was deciding between those and Air Forces, and thankfully, I still got Air Forces because I feel like those are low key like timeless shoes. I still be wearing them. So
And then like what you said about like the grandpa shoes are not like chunky in this kind of sense. Like it's different. If you don't know what we're talking about, just look up the Fila shoes. It'll come up.
So those are all of my fashion thoughts. Liz, do you have anything off your chest you want to talk about?
I definitely think we've come a long way in the right direction. We're moving more into comfort and accepting that the trends that were of the past were just not comfortable. So I'm very happy and I hope it stays that way. And if it, wants to reverse and go back in time, I will not be following.
All I have to say is I'm loving this new direction of fashion we're going into with the preppiness and the just simple but elevated look. Like I love it so much. I don't know who we need to thank. That the Europeans is y'all rubbing off on us. But no, really, honestly, I feel like that's just like Americans' ideas of like European wear. Cause I don't know if you've seen those TikToks, Liz, where it's like, oh, what Americans think of like European fashion, but then what it really is.
Yes, where it's like Americans are trying to do this or like recreate this, and it's like, we're getting there. Are we quite there? No.
So we have now reached the end of this episode. This was another long one. I don't know why we have been yapping so much recently, but I hope you guys enjoyed our fashion takes and this is just our opinions. Feel free to share your opinion down below. Don't forget to make sure you're following us, share us with a friend, rate and leave a review. That helps us out a lot. And we will talk to you guys next week. Bye.
Bye.